Okay, hi guys and girls, it's Tom Panos here, and Sunday Night Rant, and I was absolutely committed to doing this because I just hate breaking habits, and even though it's actually probably not the most opportune time to be doing it, this is at an airport, and I'll just wait for this audience to build up. Can I just get a show of hands if you can actually hear me? Or say something. Want to just be sure that we're getting it, and I'm just going to welcome people coming in. Beautiful, thank you so much, Katie. So I'm just at Athens Airport here, and I'm just going to wait for this audience to build up. Good to see you. Hey Bryce, hey Katie, how you going?
This is a security announcement. You're reminded not to leave the luggage.
Hey Chrissy, how you going? Let's just wait. So just have a quick look here. This is where we are. Look backwards here. Alrighty. Hey Michael, how you going? Guys and girls, if you haven't done it already, I wouldn't mind if you press that share button. That's the currency I like, attention. And there's no other faster way on live stream than actually the share button. So thank you, Michael. Thank you for your kind words. Hi, Anastasia. So we'll just wait for this audience to build up. You know, it's going to be a rant that I'm going to focus on 3 subjects. One of those subjects is I spent a lot of time looking at the REB top 100 agents 2 hours yesterday on my iPad and just analysing a lot of the data that they had. Hey Jay, how you going? Hey Andrew, good recovery. I see you're back in the gym. So I looked at the top 100. Hi Nick. And I still haven't shaved. Hey Emil, how you going? So this is Athens Airport. Hey Kelly. Hey George Usoris. Well done George on your 2 auctions yesterday. Hey David, how you going? Okay, so one of the things I'm going to talk to you firstly is about the REB top 100 agents. I was studying them, as I said to you, and the one thing that everyone has got in common in the REB top 100 agents for 2017, irrefutable, it's black and white. Does anyone want to have a go at what it is? The top 100 agents. Does anyone want to have a go at what it is? What was it that the top 100 had? Hey Billy, how you going? Okay. No one's volunteering, and I'll tell you what it is. The top 100 agents, REB, all actually put in an application. Work that out. They all put in an application. They all actually filled in the form and submitted it, which says to you that you've got to be in it to win it. Think about that concept for a moment. There were other agents in there that I know that do outstanding, work. I mean, some agents, Michael Pallier would have to be one of the biggest real estate writers in Australia and has been for a decade, but he wasn't in there. Why? Because he hadn't actually submitted. Gab Rubenstein, I didn't see his name in there, and I can tell you, guaranteed, if he had submitted, he would have been in it. So understand that actually filling out a submission in a competition is critical. You can't do it without. But the second thing that I'm going to talk about is this. They all, bar maybe 3% of them, had years in the business. Years in the business. They have got in line and they have stayed in fucking line. Think about that. Just go to REB Top 100 and look at how many years that they have been in business. And I've got to say, too many people try and get out of that thinking to themselves that they don't have to play the long game. I'm telling you, the long game gives you instinct, gives you intel, gives you profile, gives you brand, gives you a tribe that gets your vibe. Playing the long game means that what you're basically doing is just depositing names into a CRM system, and these people are going to be doing business with you in the years to come. So I want you to understand that it's a long burn. It's a long burn. And I got to tell you, I am someone that just tried to cheat the system before. I was at another airport in Thessaloniki and there was a queue, and I got out of the queue, and what I did is I thought I'd actually get quicker going to another queue. I looked around, there was no other queue, and I lost my spot. Why? Because I didn't stay in fucking line. Get in line and stay in line, I have to tell you, is absolutely critical. Now, gang, what I'm going to do is just walk back here because I've got my stuff. I don't want to get my stuff getting pinched. The second thing is, I've got to tell you, I am so looking forward to coming back to Australia, because one of the things I've noticed after 2 to 3 weeks here, the negativity is like drip feeds. It drip feeds. I was sitting next to a chick, so I've done a domestic flight from Thessaloniki to Athens, and I've got, a day here and then I head home. What actually happens is I'm sitting this chick on the plane, and what she does is she starts, saying, where you're from. We just got into a conversation, and then I hear the same old story I hear from every Greek person here. It's fucked. The government's ripping us off. There's no health, there's no education, our wages are being docked, on and on and on. And I have to tell you, if you hear that 11 times a day, and that's 7 days in a week, that's 77 times. I've got to tell you, it slowly drip feeds, because I've got to tell you, the thoughts control your moods. And you've got to actually, I've got to stress this, you've got to learn to actually control your own thermometer, because the default switch on this planet, particularly if you're in Greece, is very negative. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But this is the interesting thing I noticed about this girl. She took a photo of her on the plane, and then she was going to post it on Insta, and then what she did is she spent 35 minutes trying to work out the right filter to actually post this photo that'll probably get about 50 likes, and in 25 years no one's going to give a fuck about. And I just thought to myself, you know what, think about this concept for a moment. The fact is that don't rely on the government. I do not give a fuck about Turnbull or whether it was the Labor government. I do not rely on the government for my success, because I know that it's my response to the circumstances that I'm faced with that has the biggest determining factor into how my life is going to plan out, right? So, gang, I've got to say to you, and guys and girls, Australia, New Zealand, we do live in a great part of the world. UK as well. I know I've come from the UK and it's the same. Don't get me wrong, Greece is great as well. So the other bit I want to talk to you about is, by the way, please press that share button if you haven't done it already. I want to tell you that in 30 years in business, I reckon the one thing that people get wrong in the success formula is the following. Please listen to it very carefully. It can change your life. What people do is they wait to get motivated to take action. So they believe that the process is get motivated or inspired and then take action. Thanks, Jules. Thanks for sharing, those that share. Whereas the reality is, the real success formula is not that. The real success formula is that you actually take action, and action creates inspiration and motivation. And what actually happens is that when you take action, you actually feel like a winner, and it creates a domino effect. You do something which then creates another effect. So gang, I have to say to you, if you learn to change this formula around, it is going to have a dramatic impact in your life, that you actually take action to get motivated, and then that starts a roller coaster effect. Now, here's the problem, and I was reading a bit of the 5-second book by Mel Robbins, and I believe that a lot of the stuff she wrote is really accurate and evidence-based. I simply don't believe you've only got 5 seconds to make a decision. But she makes a very valid point. We are actually wired not to be successful. Think about this for a moment. And the reason why is this. When you think about doing something different, and everyone is madly in love with the way that they currently do things, right? Everyone is madly in love with the way they can, and that's why it's difficult to do something else. When you actually think about doing something else, your normal instincts, we are brought up that if it brings discomfort, stop doing it. So what actually happens is we've got a problem. And that problem is that we're actually wired to actually hesitate before we take action. And it is during this pause that procrastination is created. Because what we're wired to do is if something's going to become uncomfortable, our instinct says that what we should do is stop and go into protection mode. But this is in fact the thing that will stop you from being successful. And what Mel Robbins says by the 5-second rule is basically feel the uncomfortable feeling but do it anyway. In my words, get comfortable being uncomfortable. It is going to be the thing that's going to have the most profound impact. The ability to realize that all the good stuff in your life, whether it's fitness, whether it's changing a habit and joining the 5 a.m. club, whether it's actually buying an investment property and going through the discomfort of taking the risk and taking out mortgages and, feeling like you're signing your life away, but in 15 years it's the best decision you've ever made. What I'm getting at is, do you realize we're actually wired to stop ourselves from doing the things that are going to actually give us the highest return of investment? So I'm going to ask you to start thinking about that concept. And the fact is that if it feels uncomfortable and if you feel temporarily incompetent, it's actually a very good thing, because what it means is that you're moving in and you're about to stretch yourself. And never forget, the mind once stretched never returns to its original state. And I'm hoping that you begin to start doing a bit of thinking about the way that think about the things that you think. Think about the amount of times when you've had an idea and you haven't executed because of this, procrastination coming in, because of the uncomfort feeling. So guys and girls, as I finish off here this Sunday night rant, and I'm back with you in the next 48 hours again, I want to, and if you haven't pressed that share button, press that share button now. I want you to learn that all the training in the world and all the personal development in the world and the AREX and the conferences and the podcast, they're all fucking bullshit unless you've got courage and action. Courage to be able to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and action is about doing shit. Because I have to tell you, from what I've seen, the world is full of intellectual derelicts that have got amazing ideas that never execute them. And you know what I say, ideas without execution are delusions. Guys and girls, thank you so much. Signing off, and I'll see you soon.